Don't take slow for an answer. Sit without your fire. Is time running out to golden health insurance 2026? Yes, you are. Don't worry.
Yeah, man, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a brand new stream, man. It's about to be 8 p.m. Dude, setting up the stream takes, I don't know why it takes me forever. It does. I don't know why, but yeah, today, man, we're going to talk about, as you can see in the thumbnail and title, our President, Mr. Donald J. Trump, had its summit where he announced his new Trump account, which is a good thing that the president is doing for the future generation of the United States, which I think is really, really awesome. And that's another reason that he's a great human being. He's a good man. And a lot of people say, oh, but that's just benefiting him. How? How is just benefiting him? I think that's for the benefit of the children of the United States and for the future generation, as I said earlier. I think that's the only people that's actually going to be being benefit with this Trump accounts, so it gives, from kids who's been born this year all the way to 2028, they get money into the account. They get $1,000 into the account automatically, and then from there, their parents could always contribute every week, every month, every day, whatever the parents decide to. I think it's a great thing for the country. I think it's a great thing for the future generation in the United States. So, I think Mr. Trump is doing a great thing. Believe it or not, I think it's something actually really, really good for the country that's been done, man. Yeah, so today, that's what we're going to get into today. Ooh.
Out to business. That's enough of that. But how good is Lee Greenwood? He was with us right from the beginning. First time I walked into the stage, I heard that song. I liked it. I said, let's use it. It was 10 years ago. And he's been with us all the way. Fantastic guy. It's never been a man that made so much money from one song ever. And I'm happy about it. But I'm delighted to be back in the beautiful Mellon Auditorium. Wonderful family. Tim Mellon is a great guy. He's the current version of the Mellons. A fantastic person. To celebrate a thrilling new milestone for America, the first generation of Trump account children. Trump account children. For the first time ever, we're going to give every newborn American child a financial stake in the future, head start life, a fair shot at the American dream, something people don't talk about so much, at least not for the last 4 years they haven't been, but now they're talking about it big this last period of time. It's been unbelievable. When you see what's going on with our economy, the tremendous investments that's been made in our country. We have over $18 trillion coming in. The most, I think, was 3. That was 10 years ago, another country, not even our country. We have $18 trillion, and we have thousands of businesses being built all over the country, and hundreds of massive plants, so big, car plants, AI plants. With the support of the men and women here in this beautiful room, over the next 15 years, we're going to put $3 to $4 trillion of wealth into the hands of young Americans who otherwise would have really started out with nothing. It's really an amazing thing because it gives young children that start out with really nothing, and we gives them, boy, it's more money than anybody could imagine. From their standpoint, they'll have a real start in life, and that's why decades from now, I believe the Trump accounts will be remembered as one of the most transformative policy innovations of all time. And I've done a lot of them. The tax cuts, we've done a lot of them, more than I think anybody. And I think this is going to be one of the most outstanding. Last summer, I signed the great big beautiful bill delivering. It made this possible too. It actually made this possible. Without it, we wouldn't have been able to do this. Delivering the largest tax cuts in American history, including no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security for our great seat.
Listen, man, the president, Mr. Donald J. Trump, is a really good man. And everything that he just said is 100% accurate. And this, what he just did, is going to benefit the kids, the future generations of the United States. And a lot of presidents before him wanted to do stuff like that, but they never got around to do it. Mr. President Trump been in office for a little over a year. And the amount of things Mr. Trump have gotten done, to me, is remarkable. You know, it's remarkable in every which way, shape, and form. And no matter what you might think about Mr. Donald J. Trump, our president, he does a lot. He does a lot that's benefit everybody. You know, he does a lot for the benefit of every and all of people in the United States and also people around the world. He doesn't just do things selfishly just for the people of America. Mr. Trump actually helps out a lot of foreign countries as well to better themselves. You know what I mean? So this Trump account, I don't have kids, but if I had kids, I would have been very proud of this right now, and I would have definitely opened up one of those accounts just for my kids' future. Because whomever his parents out there will see this video, I will tell you honestly, you should go open up an account. You should go open up a Trump account for your kid or for your kids. And especially if you have a brand new baby right now that's just born in 2025, go out and open up one of those. Go out and open up one of those accounts that automatically gives you $1,000 for until 2028. So it's beneficial to the children of the United States. It's beneficial to the future. And I think all and every parent within the United States should go out and open up a Mr. Trump account. It's beneficial for your family.
Years. And you know, we did another thing. When you buy a car now, you get a deduction on the interest payment if you borrow money. So think of it, rich people get so many deductions. I'm the king of deductions. I love deductions. But people, middle-income people, never had a deduction before. Now they're getting a deduction on interest. They buy a car. That's going to have a huge impact on the automobile. By the way, there's one proviso. It has to be made in America. If the car is made in another country, no thank you. But they're all going to be made in America pretty soon because we have factories coming in from Canada, Mexico, Japan, Germany, all over Europe. They're all coming here to make their cars because they don't want to pay tariffs. Very simple. It wasn't very complicated. You'll see those numbers starting to produce. That's why you see these massive construction numbers. And soon when those things start opening, you're going to see employment, and you're going to see wealth creation for middle-income people like you've never seen before. Every single Democrat in Congress voted to raise taxes on hardworking citizens. Their whole campaign was raise taxes. I've never heard of it before. All my life I grew up, and I hear politicians, we will cut taxes. This is the only group I've ever seen, we're going to raise your taxes. No wonder they lost. Actually, there were other reasons also. But together with the majorities in the House and Senate, we overcame their obstruction, and we put more money into the pockets of every working American than anyone thought even.
We need to stop. And for those people out there I'm speaking to, there's a group of people out there that are constantly on the divide, the division between parties, meaning that the Democrats, the Republicans, the Independents. I think we need to all support Mr. Donald J. Trump, the 45th and 47th president. I think we really, really all need to get in the back and support Mr. Donald J. Trump, because a lot of these things that he's mentioning, it's 100% true. Like the tips for the no taxes on your tips. You know how beneficial that is going to be for restaurant workers, whatever type of workers, whatever type of work that you do that you're getting tips other than your actual paycheck. This is a benefit for for millions of people in that type of industry. You know, for buying a car, you know, getting a deducted, like it's a lot of things that's beneficial to the American people. You know, it's a lot of things that Mr. Trump is doing that's beneficial to the American people. Everybody always, and I'm talking about the people that, oh, I'm 100% Democrats. They always look at me. Listen, I'm God kid. I'm in the middle. I just want to, everything that's done to me has to come from the heart. So I don't really pick. I love Mr. Trump. I love him. I've been a big fan of him before he became a politician. I'm always going to love him. I'm one of those people. If I support you, if I think you're a great person, I'm going to always support you. Before he became a politician, a Republican, I was a supporter of Mr. Trump from his TV show. Every week I used to watch his show. And that's why I like him, because he never have a favorite person. All of the celebrities and millionaires that appeared on his show, he never had one of those, oh, he never took it upon himself, oh, that person is wealthy, so let me not fire them. Whomever was not doing the job, every week they got fired. Regardless of the status, regardless of the connection, regardless of whatever. If there was not meeting the demands that they had to carry out for that week, they got fired at the end of it. So that's what really make me like this man. Yes, a lot of people say, oh, he's always about money. Of course, everybody is about money. Everybody wants money. Everybody want to have a good life. Mr. Trump earned it. He grew up with a family. Yes, his father was into construction since he was born, but he took over that business and he became super most successful. You know, so Mr. Trump been working his whole life for what he have. You know, I think we need to support this president. I think we truly do need to support this president in every which way, shape, and form. Every single thing that was going on in Minneapolis. You know, as a president, Mr. Trump has so many responsibilities. If he tasks somebody to go down to a state to do a job, that's the people he tasks to go do this job. He's not there on the ground. He's not every single day looking at what's going on. He have a million things to worry about. So Mr. Trump didn't fail with the immigration policy in Minnesota, Minneapolis. He did not. But immediately after the second death of the American, guess what happened? Things begin to change. And Mr. Tom Holman, that's in Minneapolis right now, I guarantee you he's going to make a change. With Mr. Tom being down there and reporting just strictly to the president, things are going to change in Minneapolis. I put my life on those words. Mr. Tom Holman, whatever you people might say about that's another man, I think he's a very fair man. He's a proud American and he has a job to do, but he's going to do his job in a fair manner. So I'm pretty sure between a couple of hours, days, weeks, the tension that's been building in Minneapolis is going to slowly but surely boil down, with Mr. Tom being in charge of operations in that state. And that's, once again, Mr. Donald J. Trump is willing to do what it takes to protect the American people. He cannot be there in every which way, shape, and form at all times. But once something comes to his desk, once something comes to his attention that he just feel like, you know what, this is getting out of control, we have to make changes. And exactly what he did in Minneapolis, he made changes that would be beneficial to everybody in that state.
Imaginable. Perhaps no provision of the great big beautiful bill will prove more consequential than Trump accounts. Under this program, the U.S. government will automatically create a tax-free investment account for every newborn American child, something that nobody really would have even thought of. There were some brilliant people that thought of it for a long time. They're here with us today. We're going to introduce a couple of them. But nobody really, I mean, I've had friends at the top people in business. They came up to me, whose idea was this? This is great. They said, I never thought of that. We'll fund those personal accounts with a seed contribution of $1,000, which will compound and grow over the course of their lives and could grow into very, very substantial numbers. Parents, employers, churches, states, and loved ones will also be able to add up to $5,000 in additional money for those accounts. And with every modest contribution, Trump accounts should reach at least $50,000 in value by the time the child turns 18 and could be very
Can you believe that? Can you truly believe that from you having a brand new baby, a United States born baby, that once you open up that account, $1,000 immediately goes into that account. And that baby, from the time of birth to 18 years old, the money could grow as much as 50,000. And if that money is invested through the stock market, through bonds, that money could quadruple. It could quadruple into hundreds of thousands, into millions of dollars. This is a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant idea. This is an idea that there is no way anybody, I don't care what side, what party you favors, what party you represent, this is a brilliant idea. This is an idea for the future of the new generation of the American kids. This is a brilliant idea, though.
substantially more than that. With slightly greater contributions, the typical account will grow to 100,000, 200,000. It can even grow up to past $300,000 per child. And we think the most likely cases in the 200,000, 300,000 range. The size and scale of this wealth will dwarf all government programs ever created to benefit America's youth. There's never been anything like this. That's why everybody's talking about it. Even really people that truly hate me are making this investment. One person hates my guts. He put $1 billion into it. I said, you must like this program a lot because you can't stand me. I said, I do, but I do like you more than you think. They liked me more in the last year than they liked me before. Although we had a great first term.
You're just an amazing man, Mr. Trump. You're just an amazing president. You're just an amazing human being. You're just an example of what God's child really is. Because not for nothing, within this past year that you've been back in the United States White House and back in office as a president, a lot of things has been done for the good of the American people. A lot of things has been done. And this thing right here, this Trump account is going to go down in history. Because as you just heard the president said, that there's people that really don't understand him and sometimes don't understand what he's doing. They all are getting in the back end of this situation, right? They're all back in this Trump accounts because they know I'm not a business savvy person, but just looking at this and reading up what I read about it, listen, this is a quadruple gold mine for little kids that's been born as Americans. This is a gold mine for little babies. If you have American baby right now, you're planning to have American baby, this is the jackpot. Because a lot of kids, and the reason I'm saying this, a lot of kids are being born into the welfare system. A lot of kids with parents who don't have, the right income, who cannot go get a good job to provide for their kid or for the kids. A lot of these kids are being brought up in the welfare system, government programs. But with this new Trump account, a lot of kids could actually, by the time they become a teenager, before they're 20, they could have some substantial amount of money that could transform their lives if they are brought up the right ways, the smarts. Every little kid, parents of little kids should teach their kids about business. Teach your kids about money. Teach your kids how to spend and how to earn and what to do with money, what to do and what not to do with money. Because that's a conversation I think every household needs to have with their kids at all times. Raise your kids knowing about business, knowing about money, and it's not being money hungry. Because this is like a gold mine to a little baby, to a brand new little American baby. This is a gold mine. By the time you turn 18, 19, 20 years old, you have $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 at your disposal for you to do something, for you to keep reinvesting that money into stocks and bonds, reinvesting that money in the crypto market, reinvesting that money into like a business, some business that you want to open. Now you have that financial capability to open up a business by the age of 21 years old. to open your own business. So now you're working for yourself and you're working for your family. This is going to change this is going to change the entire direction of how kids are being raised in the United States. This is a brilliant idea by our great president, Mr. Donald J. Trump, and whomever else that's involved in this idea. Listen, this is a brilliant idea, dude. In every which way, shape, and form, this is amazing.
Forget that we're the greatest economy in the history of our country, but this is blowing it away. So every president, thank you. Every president in modern history has left our children with nothing but debt. But under this administration, we're going to leave every child with real assets and a shot at financial freedom. We'll ensure that Americans don't just end their lives with a nest egg, but instead all Americans will begin their lives with a beautiful nest egg. There's never been anything quite like this. I want to express my tremendous gratitude to a very special couple who believed so strongly in this vision right from the beginning that they personally donated $6.25 billion. That's $6,250,000,000. Even the 250 is a lot of money when you think. I mean, Nikki, do you hear that money? That's big even compared to rapping, all the money she makes. She's hearing a number like that. She'll say, how many songs do I have to make to catch that? But amazing thing, $6,250,000,000 to fund Trump accounts for an additional 25 million children aged 10 and under. And that's Michael and Susan Dell, two incredible people. Where are you, Michael? Where's Michael? Stand up, Michael. What a great guy. What a great guy. I tell you, he didn't do it for his business. He did it, I guess, probably would have been better off not to. That's a lot. But you know what? I hope everybody goes out and buys Dell computers. My son, I told you, Barron, he loves that computer. I don't know what the hell you're doing to it, but he likes it. But I just want...
Listen, man, everybody out there, please go out and support the Dell brand. For that man to be willing to donate $6,250,000,000 of his wealth to something that will go to benefit little American kids, I gotta give this man... I gotta give him a round of applause, too, because that's tremendous money. That's a tremendous amount of money to give to a program for the benefit of little kids that you don't even know. But you're such an American patriot that you're willing to take close to $7 billion to give to American kids so they could grow up. And instead of growing up in the welfare system, instead of growing up on the food stamp programs, instead of growing up in poverty, they could grow up and actually make something out of their lives before they turn 21 years old. At the age of 21, every little brand new baby right now that's being born have a chance to grow into the life that their parents dreamt about. God bless our beautiful, wonderful Mr. Donald J. Trump, and we all have to pray for his health because he's doing so much tremendous things for this country. Let's please get behind our president, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Let's pray for his health because that's the most important thing we all need, good health. Money cannot buy health. No matter how much, yes, you could get the best doctors, but if certain things is going wrong in your body, it's not the money is going to work. Perfect example, the gentleman that owned Apple, the Apple products. When that man, the day came for that man was... none of his billions of dollars saved him. So Steve Jobs, nothing could have saved him, and he had all the money in the world. So please, ladies and gentlemen, let's get behind our president. Let's pray for him every day. Let's pray for his health. Let's pray for his well-being, because stuff like that, presidents does not come along like Mr. Donald J. Trump. This man is one in a lifetime. He's one in a lifetime, because I know a lot of other presidents was figuring out ways that they can actually help and benefit the American generations to come, and nobody had got it done. Mr. Trump been in the White House for a little over 1 year. Well, came back to the White House for a little over 1 year, and stuff like that is being done. To me, that's just incredible. In simply incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what side, what party you represent. This is a man that's worth praying for. This is a man that's worth asking God to give him the best health in the world. We have to back a president like that. We have to make sure that he's healthy. We have to make sure that we could support him in every which way, shape, and form. Do it from your heart. Don't just do it because, oh, I'm a Democrat, I can't support a Republican. That's nonsense. Do it from your heart. Do it because of what he's doing. Do it because of his actions. This is the type of actions that you have to come behind. I don't care what party you represent. This is the type of action of a man that's doing things from his heart. This goes to benefit the new generations of the American children. You got to respect that, bro.
I want to thank you very much, and Susan. It's unbelievable, really unbelievable what you've done. So Michael and Susan made this donation in recognition of America's 250th anniversary, because there's no better way to honor America's history than to invest in America's future. That's what they did. And this is perhaps the largest, one of the largest, certainly, but perhaps the largest private donations of all time. That's a lot, 6,250 million. And somebody did say that. A friend of mine, very rich, he's going to put up $100 million. And he said, think of it, the 250 that Michael has is a lot more than mine. And I haven't even talked about the 6 billion. But anyway, it's amazing when Michael can start off with very little money and build a fortune where he can, routinely make such a payment and investment in the youth of our country. Michael, you're great. Thank you, man. Thank you. And I also want to say hello to and thank some very special people that have been with my administration and really become friends of mine. On occasion, I have little arguments, but generally, I would say really good. And start off with a man who's doing a phenomenal job, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Scott, thank you very much, Scott. And he loved this right from the beginning, Scott, right? He saw this and he said, wow, what a great idea that is. This is, hundreds of thousands of dollars by the time they reach 18, but we can go 21. They could keep it in longer. But he saw this right from the beginning. He said, wow, this is great. And we have some other ideas that will be great, but this was one that just hit everybody. This was an easy one to think about. And again, that bill allowed us to do this. Otherwise, can you imagine trying to get this approved by Democrats and Republicans? Let's get together. We got it done. Also, a man who's made your life much.
This is something, Mr. President Trump, I think this is something that anybody that is not behind this, something is wrong with them. And once again, I don't care what party you represent. This is something that has to be done from the heart. This is something that has to be done with God on your mind. This is something that you know for 100% is the right thing to do for the American youth. How many presidents then came along for the United States that watch little kids being born, raised in poverty? And you think they want, of course, Mr. Biden wanted to do something. Mr. George Bush and his father wanted to do something. Mr. President Clinton wanted to do something. Mr. Obama, I'm pretty sure all of those presidents that came along wanted to do something about little kids growing up in poverty, wanted to do something about stopping little kids growing up on welfare, stopping little kids growing up on food stamp. I'm pretty sure those presidents wanted to do something. By the time those little kids become 18 years old, they have enough money that they could pull out and become their own boss. They could become their own business owner. They could actually pull that money out to invest into them and their families. This is what this is about. This is about kids turning 18 to 21 years old and have the financial need that they could actually invest into themselves. They no longer have to work for people. They could take that money after working for people for a couple of years, but before they turn 18, they could get regular jobs. By 18 to 21 years old, that now they have that money, access to that money that they could actually take and turn it into way more money by investing into themselves, investing into businesses that could help them and their families, their friends, their neighbors. That's why this is such a brilliant idea. No longer kids have to be raised in poverty, and by the time they're 18, they're already in jail 10, 15 times. Now kids growing up knowing that their future is going to be bright. For the simple fact that kids being raised knowing that at the age of 18, the age of 21, they don't have to be worried about money. They don't have to be going out stealing from people. They don't have to be going out committing crimes for money. They don't have to grow up being drug dealers to make money. No, they know for a fact that there is wealth being every single day increase. Your money is increasing every single day by being invested. Your money is invested every single day. And you have the opportunity by 18 to 21 years old to pull that money and make something brilliant of your life. That will take the burden off little kids. That will take the burden off of parents that's raising kids on welfare. Parents that knowing that every single day they take the little kid to school, they're good living paycheck to paycheck. Now they could rest, they could go to sleep at night knowing that, you know what? Something Mr. Donald J. Trump did, something our 47th president did, that will make my kid future brighter than it was a week ago, brighter than it was yesterday. Mr. Trump, God bless you, sir, and I'm going to always continue to pray for your health. That's all you need. You got the brains, you got everything you need. You just need the help from God. That's all you need.
It's easier because those of you that are building plants and equipment so you can give your money, ultimately you're giving your money away anyway, no matter how much you make. But he's made it a lot easier. You know, approvals for big plants used to take 20 years, 25 years, and then you'd get rejected, actually. You'd go 20 years environmentally and they'd reject you. You finally, but think of it, a guy starts young, he starts an approval process. By the time he's middle-aged, they take a vote and he loses. It's not worth it. But we have a man that's getting these things done in a matter of weeks. And the biggest plants in the world are being built right now, and he's getting them done fast. He's getting electric plants built so that we can buy them. They're paying for them. They want to pay for them. So they can open up their AI plants and they can open up their automobile plants, and lesser so. The automobiles, believe it or not, take much less electricity. You're going to have to tell me why you need so much electricity to create information. I said, what's your primary product? Information. Oh, I see. Information. It better be damn good information for the kind of money. But Lee Zeldin is a star, and he has been incredible. Thank you, Lee. And, you know, I have to say this, Scott and I were talking about it. So Lee went out to California after the fire, which would have never happened if they would have let the water flow from the Pacific Northwest, which everybody's been telling them, including me. Now it just opened it up. We literally sent in the military to open it up. But if they would have let, you wouldn't have had the fires, because you would have had a little thing called old-fashioned way, water in the fire hydrants, as opposed to empty fire hydrants. You would have had water, and most of the houses had the sprinklers on top. No, there was no water in their sprinkler in their living room. All those fires wouldn't have started. But they did start, and I will say that Lee, the most difficult permit was Lee. I went there a couple of days after the fire, met so many people on the streets who were, in many cases, fairly wealthy people, some very rich people. Some of the best houses in California burned down. And I said to him, so what do you want to do? They said, sir, we want to start immediately. Well, we'll get you permits. Now, the hardest permit, Lee, was the federal permit. Is that right? He got everything done in 20 days, right? The whole thing? Is that a correct statement or less? 20 days. So he got everything done, 100% ready to go. And I went for a meeting, and this mayor, who's a grossly incompetent person, she said, we're going to try and have the permits done within 2 years. Remember that? I got into an argument. I said, you mean within 2 days, right? She said, no. And I'm meeting all these people as I'm walking along the streets with the fire departments and the policemen, and they're all devastated. You know, they're still smoldering. They weren't even allowed to go in their property. The Environmental Protection Agency local said, don't go on your property, okay? We said, it's okay, don't worry about it. Any problem is gone. Any problem is burned. Any germs are burned. They're burned. They were burned. Nobody's ever seen anything like it, but all so unnecessary that it happened. But we got it all done in 20 days. The whole place And yet now, still, more than a year later, they don't have permits. Almost nobody is building. So I haven't told this to Lee Zeldin yet, but I'm going to put you in charge of getting permits. I think we're going to override to local authorities because they're never going to have it. And when I was told that there's a provision where you can override the local authority to get things done, case of, because it's really, to me, it's a national emergency. What they've done to these people is horrible. It's just horrible. And they'll still vote Democrat. Can you believe it? After all, it's just, they get used to it. Although I must say we converted many. We'll probably convert a lot more. But I just want them to get into their houses. And I don't want a big section of the area built into low-income housing. They want to put low-income housing right smack in the middle of it. And it's not the American dream. You know, you didn't do that. And low-income housing is great. I built a lot of low-income housing, but you don't put it there. This is one of the richest neighborhoods in the world, and we're going to let those people. And I recommend it strongly that everybody gets the approval, immediate approval to build a house, and you give them a 10% bonus so they can build a house 10% larger than they had before, if they want, for all the suffering they've been caused. So they can build a little bit bigger house. So Lee, if you want, will you accept the job? He's under a lot of stress. Okay, all right. Override those people. Those people are incompetent. Between the mayor and the governor, they're incompetent. They'll never get approved. They'll never get approved. So do whatever you can, Lee. There's a provision that you're allowed to do it, and I'll sign it in 2 seconds, frankly. It'll never happen. I also want to introduce a man, Frank Pasigno. Now, if you met Frank, and if you knew Frank, he's quiet, but he's actually a stone cold killer. He was one of the biggest people in business. He would have been sitting with you. In fact, now he's got a better seat because he's working for the government. He's the head of a lot of things, but the job he's done in this country is great. And he's working on Social Security and a thing called the IRS. He's working with Scott on both of them, really, but the IRS in particular. And he is a fantastic man. Where are you, Frank? Took the biggest pay cut in history. He went from being paid $35 million a year to being paid about $35 a year. I think you may have taken the biggest pay cut in history. He'd be close. He'd be one of the top 5, because a few people have done that. Few billionaires have sort of left. But Frank has gone from one of the most successful people. He worked with Jamie Dimon. I don't think Jamie likes me too much nowadays, but that's okay. I never minded that. But Frank, you are fantastic, and you're doing a great job. We appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you to their family. The director of National Economic Council, a man who's in the news a lot. You know, my only problem is I don't want to lose him. I will tell you that he's working from a big deficit because I don't want to lose him. He's so good. Kevin Haas. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. A friend of mine, a senator who has been unbelievable. She's a tremendous woman, married to a great football player. Her husband is a massive man. This guy, he played in the NFL, I guess, for 11 years. He was top of the line player. I met him. I said, that's not a normal situation. Look at this guy. This guy was seriously powerful, big, and he's as nice as he is big. And she is one of our best senators, Senator Katie Britt. Thank you, darling. From Alabama. I love Alabama. We love Alabama. Marsha Blackburn is an incredible person. Unfortunately, she's running for governor. She's running for governor of Tennessee. I'd love her not to. I begged her. I said, Marsha, we don't want to lose you in the Senate. But I have to say they're lucky. They're lucky to get you because you are a talent and a great person, and you've been with me all the way, and I appreciate it. And you're a very special person. Marsha, stand up, please. And a senator who's a friend of mine, you wouldn't believe it.
You gotta love him, man. You gotta love him because he show appreciation to everybody that's in the circle. He takes the time. Mr. President Trump doesn't have to do what he's doing right now, but every chance he gets, he takes the time to show his appreciation to show his gratitude to the people that actually is behind the scenes that nobody get a chance to see and nobody get a chance to hear from. But the president takes the time out as much as he can to show those people his gratitude for them being a part of his success. That's the best individuals you want to be around in life. That's the best type of people. People who just appreciate you. People appreciate what you're doing. People who, who value your time. This is exactly what Mr. President Trump is doing. He's showing all of the people that he's naming that he valued their time and he appreciated them. People probably don't know who they are and what's the position in his administration, but as much as President Trump can, as much as he can, every chance he gets, he always take the time out to show the people that surround him, the people that's in the background that nobody gets to see and hear about or hear from. He always take the time out to show them gratitude. And that's what makes him a great man, makes him a great, great president. Don't
that because we went through a rough campaign together. It was nasty. We got along so well, and we actually did joint rallies. Can you believe it? He wanted to get some of the action, so he's smart. He said, "Would you do a rally with me?" But we did joint rallies, and the press used to say, "Will you ever, start fighting?" I said, "Don't worry, it'll come." He said the same thing. "Don't worry, it'll come." He's a very tough guy, very brilliant guy. In fact, when I said, because I had never gone into a debate before officially, my whole life was a debate, but I'd never debated before officially. And I said, let me find out about my competition. Who are these people? Because many of them, they were senators and mostly senators and governors. And I said, well, why don't we start with this guy named Ted Cruz? Let me, he was the best student at Harvard. #1 in his class. He was the best student at Princeton or something. And he was the national debate champion for 3 years. And I said, well, I don't like that. I didn't know that. I don't like that. And he was a very good debater. I will tell you that. He's a smart guy. But I'll never forget, because he was the first one I looked at. I just joined the ranks of politics. And the first famous, that was the Rosie O'Donnell. Remember that? Only Rosie O'Donnell? Ireland, you can keep her. Ireland has done us tremendous. The head of Ireland.
Mr. President Trump and that lady, Rosie O'Donnell, she actually left the United States. She's an American. She's a United States citizen. She left the country and moved to Ireland to stay. And she said, I'm not coming back to America as long as Mr. Trump is in the White House. I hope he gets a third term so she stay in Ireland. This man and this woman relationship is insane. This the type of relationship Mr. President Trump have. It's not even a relationship. It's just turmoil. This is both of them. Oh, forget about. I don't think they could even be in the same room.
Said, are all you people this way? We don't want that. But Ted Cruz has one thing that I love. If I ever have problems, because it's hard to get people approved, he's a brilliant legal mind. He's a brilliant man. If I nominate him for the United States Supreme Court, I will get 100% of the vote. The Democrats will vote for him because they want to get him the hell out. And the Republicans will vote for him because they want to get him the hell out too. Where's Ted? Where are you, Ted? And with all of that being said, he's a great guy, too. He's a great guy. We've become friends, and he's a very effective person, too. Thank you, Ted, very much. The man knows more about tax than anybody that I know. Jason Smith, congressman, wonderful person. Thanks, Jason. Thank you, Jason. Great job. Idaho Governor Brad Little, terrific guy. Thank you, Brad. Georgia Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones, who hopefully will be the governor of Georgia very shortly. They have a big race. He's leading by a lot in the polls. He was outstanding as a lieutenant governor. He's great everywhere, and I've endorsed him fully, so I don't want to, do anything that you don't know about. I have given him my complete and total endorsement. Burt Jones, where are you, Burt? Thank you, Burt. Great guy. Chief Design Officer of the United States, Joe Gebbia. Joe, Thank you. Great idea. Great ideas. Also, we have Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary. I like Kevin O'Leary. Where's Kevin O'Leary? Come on. Kevin, it's so nice. He's with me 90% of the time, but when he's with me, he's really with me. Great. And we got the TikTok deal done. Who the hell thought we could do that, right? I know. I wish he wanted to buy TikTok so much, and I would have done it, but his price was slightly lower. Slightly. He's fantastic. What a good, you're an entertainer, businessman, you had the whole quality. So I appreciate, I know what you did. Having done The Apprentice, I see you on television, you have what it takes, right? So I appreciate it. And thanks for all the nice things you do. And Cheryl Hines, where's Cheryl? Oh, married to a very, very powerful, important man. And I said, I'll tell you, Bobby, she's strong. I watched her in an interview. I said, Bobby, you keep him in line, don't you? Huh? She said, yes, I do. She's got no choice. He's doing a great job, and so are you. Yeah, he's doing a great job. He's doing a very different kind of a job, too. And he's doing things that people have wanted to do for a long time. And they didn't have the courage. So say hello to Bobby, okay? We're also pleased, my daughter, she went crazy when she heard that this was him. I want to go. You know, she happens to be in the wrong state right now for that. But when she heard that there's a certain person that's here who's the greatest and most successful female rapper in history, Nicki Minaj. Come on. And, you know, and Nicki makes a lot of cash. Not as much as Michael Dell, not quite, not as much, but that's okay. But Nicki makes a lot of money, and she's generously stepping up. She's investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in Trump accounts to support the children and really the children of her incredible fans. That's great. Focus on that. Why should you give to somebody else's fans? Give to your fans. I like that.
That's great for Nicki Minaj, man. Once again, good for Nicki Minaj, because Nicki Minaj is also a mother. She has an American kid. I don't know if she has kids. I think she has a kid. She has an American baby. So she's basically, you know, helping her own kid and other kids that's American. And, you know, listen, if I was financially in that situation, I would have helped us. I would have put some money up myself, because I truly think in my heart, this is like the best investment you could make. This is the best thing you can do, is for the new generation. If any type of money you want to give to better anything, give it to the youth to better their lives, because there's just too many young people nowadays that's, you know, before they're 18, man, they're in and out of jail. And that's not just in the black and brown community, in the Caucasian community as well, in the Asian community. People only be focused on the black and brown communities, thinking that, oh, only the youths from the black and browns that's bad. No, dude. In Asian community, and, you know, in the Caucasian community, there is the youths of nowadays are just there. I don't know what's going on, but with programs like that, with things like what Mr. Donald J. Trump is doing, this is something that everybody could get in the back of and actually support. You know, I ask God every single day for, you know, to give me the financial need that I could do stuff like that. I could contribute. You know, right now I can't contribute to stuff like that, but once I get that opportunity, I'm telling you, I will be right on board to give as much as I possibly can, because this is for a great cause. I don't have kids, but I know for a fact if I do decide to have a kid next year, or God give me a kid next year, God give me a kid in 2 years, I know for sure with my baby being born healthy, most importantly, a healthy baby, my baby has a chance, regardless of what happened to me, going towards the future with my kid. You know, so this is just a good thing for every and all of the generations that's to come for the United States. This is just a great idea. And once again, to Nicki Minaj, man, for being a part of this, salute to you, Nicki, man.
Yeah. But, and I just think she's great. You know, I've been hearing so much over the years, because I didn't know Nicki, and I've been hearing over the years she's a big Trump supporter and a Trump fan, and she took a little heat on occasion. Her community isn't necessarily, I tell you, we did pretty damn well with it, with your community, as we say. But Nicki has been an unbelievable supporter. She gets almost as much as Mr. Wonderful over here. He's been another one that's been so good. But I'd like to ask you to come up, Nicki. Come on up. Come on. She's been such a great supporter and a great supporter of Trump accounts. And I said, I'm going to let my nails grow because I love those nails. I'm going to let those nails grow. She's so good. She's been MAGA. What can I say? She's been with us all the way, right, Alex? She's been with us all the way. Just want to thank her. And it wasn't so easy. For you, it was easier. Want to come up? You want to come up? Mr. Wonderful, come on up here. You've been terrific. Come on.
Nicki Minaj looks great, dude. I don't know what she's wearing though, but with the Nicki Minaj looks amazing.
Hello.
Jeez.
Well, I don't know what to say, but I will say that I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more. And it's going to motivate all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him and, you know, the smear campaigns. It's not going to work, okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him. Amen.
It's the most important thing, man. That's why I love Nicki Minaj, man. She's a godly woman, dude. Like she's really into God and she really believes in God and she speaks the word of God as much as she can. And I like that girl a lot. Well, a woman. I like that woman a lot. You know, no disrespect, but she's not just pretty. She's very smart. She's a very business-minded person, you know, and she knows what's right from wrong. Like supporting Mr. Donald J. Trump is just the right thing to do. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. You know, with this man putting stuff like that together for the future generations. You know, like Mr. Trump is a grandfather. You know, Mr. Trump has grandkids that this is not just for, this is for his grandkids. This is for other people's grandkids. This is for other people's kids. Like, this is stuff that we all supposed to support, man. If you have a little bit of money out there, support this cause because I'm telling you, this is a great future for the new generations of the United States.
Thank you. On behalf of all the entrepreneurs in America, I'd like to thank you, Mr. President, because we create 72% of the jobs. Companies 5 to 500 employees, and all we care about is policy. We love policy, pro-business policy, and these accounts are fantastic for independence and support. I thank you very much. It's all about the entrepreneur, and I think you know that, sir. Well, that was great. A little interlude. I don't know. That's better than getting Scott Bessent up. Thank you both very much. Two terrific people. When Trump accounts officially launch on July 4th of this year, every parent will be able to activate their accounts and access the funds at the trumpaccounts.gov. So it's all set up, all ready to go. It's beautiful. The site is beautiful. On that glorious day, we also expect to have commitments from generous private individuals in all 50 states. And they'll be making additional contributions for children in their own states. And already legendary investor Ray Dalio has pledged to it.
And another thing I wanted to say before, sorry for pausing the president, but there's 2 banks that's already pledged that they will match whatever money Mind you, this program become in effect in July, in the summertime. And there's two banks that already made the pledge that from day one, all of the money that's raised in that account, in the Trump account, all of the money that's in that account, there's two banks that pledge they will match it. So if Mr. Trump and his administration raise $100 billion to start this fund, there is two banks that's already pledging that they will add an additional $100 billion. So that's how you know this is something that's going to be beneficial to the new generations of Americans. That's how you know, man, this is a great idea. When you have banks, billion dollar banks willing to be like, you know what, I'll match whatever you guys put up, I'll match it. That's when you know an idea, it's a great idea, dude.
Adopt the entire state of Connecticut. That's pretty good, Michael. And thank you very much, Ray. Great legend. And today, one of the original advocates of this program has agreed to adopt his home state of Indiana, Brad Gerster. Brad's here someplace. Where's Brad? Come on. I think Michael and Brad, would you come up here, please? Come up here. I mean, this isn't exactly Mr. Wonderful and Nikki, but I think they might be worth more money than Mr. Wonderful, right? These guys are worth a lot of money. But Brad is donating, listen to this, $250 to Trump accounts for all children under 5 in Indiana. So every children, all the children under 5, $250, and he'll be donating tens of millions of dollars more and matching contributions to millions of children all across the country. He's going to make a massive donation already. We know what it is. Brad is not only one of the most successful business people, he's the founder of the Invest America Foundation. And he's been working on this idea for years. And he was the one who went over to see Michael. Michael loved it. And those two were a hell of a team, along with Mrs. Dell, who's been so great, Susan. I also delighted to report that dozens of major employers have signed up to add the Trump account contributions to their employee benefit packages, including Uber, Schwab, Charter Communications, and many, many others. And just today it was announced that Intel, NVIDIA, Broadcom, IBM, Steak and Shake, Coinbase, Continental Resources, and Comcast have all signed up for really big contributions. So I want to thank them. I want to have you two guys come on up. Would you say a couple of words? Brad and Michael, would you say a couple of words? Only Indiana. You can't do bigger. We love Indiana, but you know, how about Indiana, Iowa? We appreciate it. Big numbers. Thank you.
Well, 4 years ago, we set off on a journey to reconnect every child in America with the American dream. This president ran on a Main Street agenda that too many people have been left out and left behind. And his articulation of no tax on tips, that doesn't help rich folks. That helps those left out and left behind. No tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. And when Ted Cruz authored the Invest America Act in the Senate, and Mike Dell partnered with me to bring the private sector to bear on this, we had the opportunity that this president was willing to sign. He immediately understood the impact. That this wasn't about the wealthy folks in America. This was about the 50 million American families who will be lifted up and reconnected to the American dream, because this is now the law of the land. Forevermore, every child in America, from rural Missouri to rural Indiana, from Trenton to Compton, is going to start off life with an investment account at birth, seeded with $1,000, where they privately own NVIDIA and Microsoft, all the greatest companies in this country, right? Not dependent on government, independent from government. Not more socialism. The answer to more socialism is more capitalism. This makes every child.
Is just a brilliant idea. It's just a brilliant idea, dude. To have your baby with a private account that you could actually, as a parent, now you could go every week, every month, every day and put money into that account towards your kid's future. And at 18 to 21 years old, your kid could actually pull that money out or keep that money growing. You know how good is that? Me personally, I have a portfolio, a stock portfolio myself. I think everybody should have a stock portfolio. Don't matter who you are. I think if you're a hardworking person that you live paycheck to paycheck, take some of that money, no matter how little it might be, and invest it into a portfolio. Get you a stock portfolio. Own your some of Apple. Own your some of Microsoft. Own your some of Coinbase. Own your just. It could be a little ownership, but own yourself a little bit of those companies, and over time, that grows. So your baby being born and starting with one of those private accounts with $1,000, and you have the option to every day, week, months, go put money into that account and let that money accumulate until your baby is 18 to 21 years old. Do you know how much money that will be? My God, dude, that's a brilliant idea. Everybody that's involved with that idea, bro, literally, that's an amazing idea, dude.
In America, a capitalist from birth, and it would not have happened without the leadership of our Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, without the leadership of the Speaker and Ted Cruz in the Senate, but most importantly, and every business leader in America will tell you this, for too long, they had no access in Washington to the White House. People didn't want to hear their ideas. This president is voracious in his desire to hear from America's leaders about how to make America better. This is citizen democracy at its best. An idea that started around a kitchen table in Silicon Valley makes its way to this day. I'm humbled and honored to be here, and I'm grateful for your leadership.
Thank you, Mr. President. As you heard from Brad, the fact that this bill got passed itself was a miracle, and it creates a platform for communities, for families, for corporations, for philanthropists to add to these accounts. And in not too many years, essentially every child in America will have savings invested in the greatest companies in this country. And that will change the face of this country over the next 10, 20, 30 years. We couldn't be more excited about this and the opportunity to make a difference. The best investment a country can make is in its people, especially in its children. And this creates an incredible platform for that to occur at enormous scale. And we're excited to see it all come together. Thank you all so much.
Those are two fantastic people, I can tell you that. I want to give a very special thanks to some of the CEOs here this morning. Vlad Tenev of Robinhood, what a job he's done. Where's Vlad? What a job you've done. Young guy. Nice young guy, too. Arjun Sethi of Kraken. Arjun, thank you very much, wherever you are. Thank you. Anthony Noto, SoFi Technologies. SoFi. Thank you very much, Anthony. These are the ones you read about, and Bill Ackman is here, Pershing Square, and Octan of Broadcom, and so many others that if I name them, we'll be up here all day. But I just want to say that what a job you've all done. Incredible job, everybody. Just about everybody in this room. Not everybody. I'm not in love with everybody. But I don't like very much. But if they're here, I'm starting to like them a lot better because they're here for a very good reason. I'm officially calling on all employers all across America to follow the lead of many of these amazing companies and make matching Trump account contributions to benefit for the American worker, and they're going to benefit the American worker so much. This morning, I'm also pleased to announce that Visa is creating a brand new platform which will allow credit card holders to deposit their cashback rewards directly into Trump accounts. That's a big deal. Visa, thank you. Where's Visa? The head of Visa. Thank you very much, Visa. These initiatives could not come at a better moment because there's never been a better time to invest in the United States of America than right now. Who knew it would have happened this fast? I inherited a mess. We were a country that was laughed at a year and a half ago. We were laughed at. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. Nobody even close. So, who knew this was going to take place this quickly? Right, Michael? I didn't think it was going to go that fast. I knew we were going to do it, but I thought it would take a couple of years at least, just a couple of days longer than the first year. So it's really amazing. And just this morning, as I'm running out, I see the S&P 500 hit 7,000 for the first time ever. So I say America is back. America is back. Since the election, the stock market has set 52 all-time record highs, adding $9 trillion in value. And $18 trillion of investment is pouring into the country. It's going to be higher than that. Just over 1 year ago, we were a country that lost its way. We were mocked and scorned, and every American child will now be and have access to something that is really incredible, and they can watch directly the economic boom that's taking place. This is a boom that's taking place, the likes of which we've really never seen. I don't think people, get it yet. Not a lot of people, they don't get it. They don't see the thousands of businesses being built, the hundreds and hundreds of massive factories that are going up all over. But they're going to start to see it. They're starting to see it. I mean, if they're modestly intelligent, if they're very intelligent, they saw it about a year ago. With us today is Craig Smith, a fourth-generation family farmer and volunteer firefighter from Culpeper, Virginia, along with his wonderful wife, Heather. Craig and Heather have an 18-month-old son and a 1-month-old that they also welcomed just recently, twin boys. And they can't wait to activate Trump accounts for all three of their children this July 4th. Craig and Heather. Do you want to come up here, Craig and Heather? Where are you, Craig and Heather? Come on up. Craig and Heather, come on up. Come on up. It meant so much to them. People write letters. Every once in a while you get a letter, it just hits you. Craig and Heather, come on up. Thank you. That's great. Wow, look at this family, huh? They're a rich family now. The kids are richer than the parents. This is that's the way we want it.
We just want to thank President Trump for all of his hard work and dedication to American families and farm families like ours. Farming is not always easy, and sometimes margins are tight, so investments like this into our children really help us to buy diapers and formula and not have to worry about making financial decisions for them this early on. So thank you very much, President Trump.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. So nice. Also joining us today is the Goins family from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Charlie works in manufacturing, and he's here with his wife, Savannah, his high school sweetheart. In 2022, Charlie and Savannah opened their home to foster care, really expecting to take in one child, but soon they were taking in a family of 3 siblings and formally adopting them. A short time later, Charlie and Savannah also welcomed a biological daughter. Trump accounts will give each of these children a much better start in life. And Charlie and Savannah, where are you? Are you down there? Do you want to come up? Come on up here, Charlie, real fast. We're holding up a lot of big business people. We can't.
That's why, man, Mr. President Donald J. Trump is a good man. And from me to you, sir, I salute to you all the time. And I will always continue to pray for your health. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's all pray for our great president, Mr. Donald J. Trump health, because that's all we need going forward in life. A lot of us get up every single day. A lot of us get up every single day, and God gives us life, and we don't really realize how important our health needs to be to us. We need to put our health as priority number one every single day that God gives us another day, because no matter how much money you can have in your bank account, no matter how much materialistic that the money, no matter how much materialistic things that the money can buy you, nice properties, cars, jewelry, whatever. A lot of time, the money cannot buy you the health that you truly need to enjoy life. So please, ladies and gentlemen, forget about those party lines, or I'm Democrat, I'm an independent, Mr. Trump is Republican. Listen, let's all pray for our great United States President, Mr. Donald J. Trump, our 45th and 47th president's health. Because that's all he needs for longevity, is to have good health. And I want to show you another piece of content before I actually end this live, of something that I really don't think is necessary for us to go down that path. There's some lady, the congresswoman from Minneapolis, Oma. She was attacked today. Well, not really physically attacked. Something was sprayed on her, and then it ended up being a bottle of cider vinegar. It ended up being a cider vinegar liquid that was sprayed onto this woman. But the reason I wanted to bring this up, we don't need to go down that path of, assaulting people that we don't like. That woman, her disrespectful mouth towards the president, yes, I don't like that at all. I think that's very bad. I think she should have more respect for the president. But still, once again, no matter if she's a Democrat, we're all God's children. She's a mother. She's a human being. And yes, the things that probably she's a part of what happened in Minneapolis, we still cannot go down the path of trying to do physical harm to that woman. She is God's child. She's a mother of other God's children, so she deserves to be respected no matter what we might think about her, no matter what. Because me personally, I truly think a lot of the things that's going on in Minneapolis, this woman has to be held accountable for those things, because there is no way so many millions of dollars could just go missing, fraudulently taken from that state, with a woman who actually went into Congress and changed the law and made it more lenient for people to open up those daycare businesses and get the money funded from the government. She was a big part of this situation. To me, she was a big part of the situation that people had so easy access to get the funding they need to open up those fake businesses. So did she know about it? She's actually under investigation for the situation that happened in Minneapolis. A lot of people end up getting arrested for the situation, but still, I just wanted to bring it up because no matter what, once again, we might think about anybody, just always keep in mind and look at it from the point of view of God. We're all God kids. We're not perfect. And when we do something that's not right, we all deserve to be forgiven, and we all deserve to given another chance. All this lady have to do to fix her relationship with the president is make an open apology.
Imagine being able to
it's not that complicated.
with your name.
All she has to do is apologize to the president, a written letter to the president. She could come in public on the media and apologize, because she needs to apologize for what role she had played in the situation. But still, at the end of the day, she does not deserve to be attacked in a violent manner. She is a woman. She is a mother at the end of the day. And most importantly, she is God's child. So no matter what you might feel and think about the Congresswoman of Minneapolis, Oma, just please keep that in mind. No matter, and that not just for Miss Oma, for that goes for all and every of God kids all around the world. You know what I mean? It's not just for Miss Oma in general. It's for every and all of God kids. So let's just keep that in mind before we go down the path of being bad to people. And this is the incident right here. And as you can tell, she didn't even back down. When the gentleman approached her, she never actually backed down from the situation. So I give her that. She has heart. Obviously, she has heart. She came from a country that was plagued with violence. So she grew up in a country that was a lot of violence. She grew up in a country that was constant war and violence. So she grew up around the violence. So she knows how to, to defend herself as a human being. So when this individual attacked her,
during that town hall event, a man seated near towards the front row charged towards Omar, attacked her with a syringe and sprayed liquid through that syringe on her. Now, we don't know what was in that liquid. We do know that it had a pungent smell. It was said to have smelled like the vinegar. In the moments after, a security guard tackled that man to the ground. Members of Omar's staff tried to...
And it turned out to be the liquid was cider vinegar. So it wasn't dangerous, but God forbid, it could have been something else, acid or anything else that could have been sprayed on this lady, and it would be just tragic, because once again, this woman is a mother. She have kids to go home to, she has American children. She's now an American citizen. Let's keep this in mind. And at the end of the day, not just because of that, she is God's child. So do I think that she knew? Do I think that she honestly, what went on in Minneapolis with all the frauds and all this money that just was fraudulently taken from that state? Did she know about it? Was she a part of it? It's on the investigation right now, and the truth may come out sooner or later. And if she was a part of it, she's going to face the consequences for her action. But until then, we cannot be attacking this woman, with violence, because it's just not worth it. She's God's kid. She's God's daughter. She's also a mother. She's a human being. And stuff like that should not be tolerated at all. Just like when Mr. President Trump, before he came back to the White House, him being attacked in Pennsylvania, that's completely unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. People, no matter what's your viewpoint in life, you should not go down the path of attacking people because they have different point of view than you. You cannot go down that path. We are not the same. We are not perfect people. We are not supposed to have the same opinions. We're not supposed to be siding on the same thing every day, all the time. We have different opinions. We have different sides of things that we like to support. Just give people that respect. Just learn to be more respectful, more kind, more courteous to each other's differences. This woman, no matter what you might think about this woman, no matter if she was a part of the frauds that was going on in her state, time will tell, because she's being investigated right now. So sooner or later, time will tell. Every bad things that we do as God kids, eventually we have to pay the consequences for it sooner or later. I'm telling you, I don't care who you are. Every bad thing that you do, every bad decision you make, every bad choices that you make every single day on this earth, in this universe, you're going to have to sooner or later face the consequences for your bad behavior, for your bad ideas. You eventually going to have to face the consequences. But we should not go down the path of attacking people when we think the things that they're doing, we don't like what they're doing, or we don't agree with their philosophy about life. We don't agree with their rhetoric about life, but still, they're different. They have different point of view from what we have, but that doesn't make them bad people. You know what I mean? That don't make nobody bad because they have a different point of view from what you have. And I just wanted to bring this up. I don't think nobody deserves to be attacked based on their religion, based on the politics point of view, based on the partner they want to be with. We could be a guy or a girl, same sex, whatever. I'm just saying in general. Nobody should be attacked because they're different from you. Nobody should be attacked because they have different beliefs other than what you have. We're all God kids. If you're Muslim, you support Allah, you believe in a higher power. If you're Muslim, you believe in a higher power. If you're a Jew, you believe in a higher power. If you're a Christian, you believe in a higher power. At the end of the day, we all believe that there is a higher power that's looking over all of us on this planet. That's a fact. So let's all be more respectful to each other's differences, man. And the president actually commented on this situation when he heard about it. Let me see if I could get that part of the video.
To say.
we're going to de-escalate a little bit. But I will tell you, you look at the numbers, they're doing better than they've done in many years because we took thousands of criminals out of Minnesota.
And of course, that claim that he's trying to de-escalate very much at odds with all of the other rhetoric from the president, including attacking the mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Fry, this morning, saying that Fry was, quote, playing with fire for refusing to enforce federal immigration laws. In response, Mayor Fry responded to President Trump, writing on X, quote, one of his favorite punching bags, Ilhan Omar. And this sort of rhetoric comes after the President Trump had previously claimed that he wanted to turn down the temperature here in Minneapolis. I want you to hear what President Trump had to say.
We're going to de-escalate a little bit, but I will tell you,
Fraud, I really don't think about that. She probably had sprayed herself knowing.
Listen, this is what the president had to say in regards to Uma. No, I don't think about her. He doesn't think about her at all. I think she's a fraud. I really don't think about that. She probably had herself sprayed knowing. Listen, I love him. I love him. I think he's an amazing man. He said, knowing her, she probably had herself sprayed. Incredible. Listen, we're going to end this one right here. God bless our great, wonderful, handsome United States President, Mr. Donald J. Trump. From me to you, sir, I salute you, sir. Always like taking the time to show my respect to you and my gratitude to you as my president and as God's kid, as God's child. May God bless you, Mr. Donald J. Trump, and your family. May God bless you and your entire family, sir, in this beautiful, wonderful evening and forever. May God always watch over you in this beautiful, wonderful evening and forever. May God watch over you and your family, sir. And I will always continue to pray for your health every single day, because I think you're great in every which way, shape, and form. As my president, God bless you, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Thank you very, very, very much for everything that you have done for all of us in the United States and for all of God's children all around the world. And thank you for everything that you're going to do in the future for all of the Americans and all of the people all around the world, which we're all God's kids. Thank you very much, sir, from the bottom of my heart to Mr. Donald J. Trump. God bless you and your family once again, sir. So all and every ever got kids throughout the United States, may God bless us all. So all and every ever got kids all around the world, may God bless you guys all. Ladies and gentlemen, always treat people the way you want to be treated. Always treat people with the kindness, the love, the respect that you expect others to treat you with at all times. Always do what's right in the eyes of God and his family, and always make our great God a part of your decision making every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not perfect people. We was not all born to have the same opinion and represent the same values. But we need to realize that we have to come together to make this world a better and a safer place for us all. We have to realize that we have to be more respectful, more kind, and more loving to each other's differences. And let's please settle our problems with words, a conversation, rather than violence. I hope and pray that Iran will sign that deal so violence don't have to erupt in the Middle East. I just hope and pray they sign that deal and everybody work together to have a better life. May God bless everybody all around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, man, thank you very, very, very much for watching. Stay safe. If you like this stream, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Let your friends know. I'll see you